These poems that I'm going to read from you are from the second half, because my book is in 3 sections. There's a first set of poetry, a collection that's set in Africa, in Nigeria. Then it's straddled by a piece of prose on HIV and AIDS. And the last set is some poems that are set in the West. So I'm going to be reading from the second collection of poems. The way it was with you. I've not always had the easiest relationship with my parents. The figuring out of who you are in a cross-cultural family situation and context takes some grappling with. We, that is my siblings and I, and it's just lovely to have my sister on screen today, Lillian. She's IJ. We, that is my siblings and I, were growing up as Western kids in a very traditional African household. This caused a lot of consternation, as I'm sure you can imagine. Thankfully, I do have a really good relationship with both my parents now, but I do have to say, inasmuch as being raised as a third culture kid is a gift and privilege in many ways, it also has its costs and burdens. The way it was with you, a note to my father. Sour-faced and stern, left with you for a month while Mom was away. We had little to say from sunrise to sunset. You went to work and I stayed home, wrestled with algebra sums, or read a book by C.S. Lewis, till it was time to cook a meal for 2. My soggy rice riled, will you ever be a good wife like your mother? I didn't blame you. The rice was salty, not helped by the half-done mutton. You grunted and spat, left half a plate untouched plus unchewed fat. After our evening meals, a heavier silence clung to the curtains. You nose deep in a newspaper with your legs extended across the coffee table. I retreated into my bedroom, opened the window, listened to a distant thunderstorm, and watched rain fall. Small talk. This is a poem I penned while people watching. I was observing a family having a meal, probably at a Costa or some independent cafe, and the couple didn't say a word to each other, but the woman was very attentive to the baby. From childhood, I've always enjoyed observing people and giving them a story. Small talk fills the walls these days, punctuated, forced, hours spent keeping up appearances, bone-tired longings frayed over many, many months. Burlap cutouts we've become, trammeled by life's bric-a-brac between spoonfuls of muesli, baby monitor goes off. Looking up, masks meet, held in silence. I rise, attend to the bundle gurgling in the roomy room that makes sense. Stacked and stuffed. Many of you will know that I've moved around a lot, so much so that many years ago, my family dutifully informed me that they had stopped writing down my new address into their address books. Yes, I had moved around that much. I wrote this poem following a move. There's something about moves, transitions, and new chapters in terms of the people, memories, experiences that we box up and leave behind, or that we box up and take along with us. Stacked and stuffed. 5 years of clutter boxed up. 52 cluttered boxes stacked, stuffed into storage. Journals, photos, mementos squeezed in tattered cardboard of brown and beige, stacked, stuffed. Boxed up lovers like patients in psych wards. Cramped images, packed up, stacked up until further notice. And then the final poem for my set is The Golden Shovel. This is one of my most recent poems. I attended a Golden Shovel workshop last year. Here I was introduced to this form of poetry, which I thoroughly enjoyed. If anyone is inspired by this form, do explore the work of Gwendolyn Brooks. Her key poem is We Real Cool. I think I've shared it with some of you on here. Now, what this form does is to take the last line of a poem, any line that you want, and to use each word as the ending word line in your poem. So I took this sentence, I'm blind to my worst mistakes and beyond redemption. And this is from John Burnside's Like Father. Again, this is another poem that is pretty much fiction in that I just told a story to fit the form. Golden Shovel, after John Burnside's Like Father. Red lanterns dangle along washing line. I'm drunk on cheap vodka and wine, can hardly stand. I dance blind with Morris, bestie of 20+ years. He allows me to lean on sweat-soaked chest. I sway, sing, sing, sing. My eyes bloodshot, sting salty tears. Worst night of my life. Stumble, fall, lifetime of mistakes swell my belly until I purge and purge and purge. I die that night, travel beyond mushrooms and dead baby girl on the road to redemption. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.